Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tuning into a really interesting way to learn a language. It's called shadowing. We actually stumbled across this great explanation on the Simply Explained English YouTube channel.
Yeah, it looked really good. We thought it was definitely ripe for a closer look.
Absolutely. And what caught our eye, I think, was how practical their whole approach is.
Right. They don't just, talk about shadowing. They actually show you.
Exactly. They use this story, and
Mm.
then they have practice vocabulary,
Hmm.
the whole package.
Yeah, they use this little narrative, Elena's airport adventure as the main example.
Which is quite charming, actually.
It is. And then they zoom in on it, repeating specific sentences.
And then finally, they unpack some of the key words from the story itself.
Uh-huh. So our mission today really is to get under the skin of this shadowing thing.
Yeah, why does it work? How can you actually use it?
And we'll use Elena's, let's say, slightly chaotic airport day as our guide.
And pick up some useful vocabulary while we're at it. Sounds good.
Sounds great. So let's picture Elena. The video paints this picture of her in that classic situation, right?
Totally. Trying to figure out a new airport. We've all been there.
But her trip takes this kind of humorous turn.
Oh, it's a classic travel mess up.
Yeah.
She gets on the wrong bus,
Mm-hmm.
ends up doing a full loop right back where she started. You could just imagine the driver.
Yeah, a bit amused, probably. And even the way she says goodbye sounds funny.
You can almost feel it, can't you? That dawning horror of, wait, this isn't right.
Followed by the, oh no, what's happening? Frustration.
And then finally, that massive sigh of relief when she gets there.
Definitely. And, a little touch of embarrassment mixed in.
Of course.
And what's really interesting from a language learning angle is why a story like this works so well for shadowing. Mark and Rosa from the channel, they really point this out.
Because the story itself has ups and downs, emotions.
Exactly. Because it covers different experiences, it naturally uses different English intonations, ones that match those feelings.
Right, like Elena thinking, how would I know where to get off?
Wow.
When should I get off? You can hear the wobble, the uncertainty in that.
Totally. And then contrast that with the moment she realizes, no, what's happening? Why am I back here?
Yeah, there's a real spike there, isn't there? That frustration.
You feel it. And then the relief. I feel so happy, finally. The whole tone just lifts.
Like a mini emotional workout for your voice, practicing those different tones.
And that really gets to the core of shadowing, how Mark and Rosa explain it.
Okay, so what's the method?
Well, first step, they say, just listen. Listen to the whole story, get the main idea.
Okay, just get the gist.
Then, the important bit, play it again, and try to repeat what the speaker says almost right after them.
Like an echo, hence shadowing.
Precisely. You're their shadow.
And they made a really key point, didn't they? About not getting stuck on meaning.
Yes. Don't get bogged down trying to understand every single word right away. It's more about the feel.
Like the melody, the rhythm, the sounds.
Uh-huh. The ups and downs of the voice, like humming a song before you know the lyrics.
That's a great analogy.
And the video really stresses making mistakes. Totally fine. Part of the deal.
In fact, they encourage it, right? Pause, repeat, go back as much as you need.
Yeah, Rosa specifically says, find a quiet spot, listen once, then rewind and shadow her reading.
And what's cool is this isn't just for Elaine the story.
Oh, definitely not. The principle works anywhere.
Like songs you mentioned. Or other podcasts.
Yeah, or movie dialogue. Basically, any clear English audio, it's super adaptable.
It's about training your ear, I guess. And your mouth.
Exactly. Training your ear to catch those nuances and your mouth to, make those sounds and rhythms more naturally.
Okay, so after the story and the sentence practice in the video, they shift gears a bit.
Right. They dive into some key vocabulary from Elena's little adventure.
Which is super helpful. Let's start with embarrassed. We all know that feeling.
Mm-hmm. The video defines it as, feeling shy, uncomfortable, maybe a bit silly because of something you did or something that happened.
Oh, yeah. Their examples were spot on. Falling over in public. Classic.
Or forgetting someone's name right after they told you. Painful.
Spilling coffee on yourself.
Yeah.
Or, oh God, calling your teacher Mom.
Yeah, that one hits home for a lot of people, I bet.
And poor Elena, feeling embarrassed after her scenic bus tour.
And then forgetting to wave goodbye just adds to it, doesn't it?
It makes it so much more real.
Okay.
And grammatically, they pointed out, we often say embarrassed about the reason.
Right, embarrassed about forgetting the name.
Or embarrassed by the thing that directly caused it, like embarrassed by the loud noise.
Yeah, it's that internal awkward feeling. Okay, next up, a really useful one. Had better.
Right. Had better. They describe this as strong advice, but with a hint of danger, a negative consequence if you ignore it.
Exactly, like a warning wrapped in advice. Their examples were good. It's raining, you had better take an umbrella.
Or you'll get soaked.
Yeah. We had better leave now, or we'll miss the train. Clear consequence.
Or, the more serious one, he had better tell the truth or he'll be in trouble. There's always that or else feeling.
Definitely. And the grammar point is important too. It's always had better, plus the base verb, no to.
Right. You had better go, not to go. And the negative is had better not. Simple enough.
And they mention the short forms we use all the time, like you'd better, we'd better.
Oh yeah, you hear those constantly. Good to recognize them.
Definitely helps with listening. Okay, moving on to something that sounds a bit more grand. Embark on.
Yeah, you wouldn't say you embark on going to the shops.
Probably not. The video explains it means starting something new, but usually something significant. Maybe challenging, maybe long.
Like a journey or a big project. Something substantial.
Right. Their examples were like, embark on a trip across Asia, or embark on a new career. Big stuff.
It signals a proper beginning. And Elena did, technically, embark on a journey.
Even if it went sideways for a bit. And they note it's usually followed by a noun phrase describing the big thing.
Embark on a project, embark on a course.
Yeah. And it definitely feels more formal than just saying start or begin.
You wouldn't embark on making breakfast.
Yeah.
Got it.
Makes sense. Okay, next, a pair of absolute essentials for travel. Get on and get off.
Ah, yes. Buses, trains, planes.
Exactly. Get on is when you enter or board. Get off is when you leave or exit.
Simple definitions, but crucial. Their examples were everyday things. Get on the subway, get off the bus.
Mm-hmm. But they highlighted a really useful distinction.
Between get on off and get in out of.
Yes. Generally, get on off is for bigger public transport, things you stand or sit on, like buses, trains, bikes, horses even.
Okay. And get it out of.
That's more for smaller, enclosed things like cars and taxis. You get in the car, get out of the taxi.
Subtle but important for sounding natural, so Elena got on the bus.
And her big problem was not knowing when to get off.
Precisely. Okay, last one. The very flexible phrase, make it.
Yeah, this little guy does a lot of work. The video highlighted two main meanings.
Okay, what's the first?
Arriving somewhere successfully or, importantly, on time.
Right, like, will we make it to the theater before the show starts?
Exactly, or asking, can you make it to the meeting? Meaning, can you attend?
And thankfully, Elena did eventually make it to her destination.
It's you. And the second meaning?
This one's about succeeding. Or maybe surviving, something difficult.
Yeah, the examples were quite powerful, like a small business struggling but finally making it.
Or an injured hiker managing to make it down the mountain safely. It implies overcoming something tough.
Definitely. And grammatically, you often hear make it to a place for arrival.
Make it to the party.
And make it through something difficult.
Make it through the exams.
Or sometimes just make it on its own. And it's pretty informal, common in everyday chat.
Super useful phrase.
Good.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive into the simply explained English approach, it really seems like shadowing is, well, a pretty powerful tool, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you want to work on your pronunciation and that natural rhythm, the intonation.
And using a story like Elena's provides such a great relatable context for actually doing it.
Absolutely. And the key takeaway, I think, is when you first start shadowing.
Yeah.
Focus on the sounds, the rhythm.
Right. Mimic the melody. Don't stress too much about understanding every single word immediately.
Exactly. That comprehension will come. It builds up as your ear gets used to it. It's like building muscle memory for speaking.
Good way to put it. So we really want to encourage you, the listener, to, give shadowing a try.
Yeah. Use Elena's adventure. Find another podcast, a song, whatever grabs you.
It's a really active way to engage and hopefully level up your English.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? This idea of active listening and then immediate repetition, it works so well for language. Could you apply that same sort of active engagement and immediate practice model to learning, well, almost anything else?
Like shadowing an expert in a different field, not by repeating words, but by immediately trying to apply their methods.
Maybe. It's just a thought, something to mull over. How that focused repetition could work beyond just language.
That's a really interesting place to leave it. Definitely food for thought.